Guys, you in there? Anyways, today's kind of neat because no one is here on the powerlifting side of the gym yet, which means I get to talk to you because usually once I get here, like the music is so loud that it's impossible for me to even talk. Even with the shotgun mic on the camera, like it's still just that loud that it picks up the noise. So it's kind of cool to be able to talk, but today is also like really cold outside for Alabama, and it came like in a shift like overnight, and so I wasn't ready for it. Didn't wear like a jacket or like sweats or anything like that because like right now is like the first time I've been outside since like earlier this morning. I've just been doing a lot of stuff at my desk. It's just one of those days. So we're gonna get some cardio going to like get the body warm before. So this is the pre-warm-ups. This is the warm-up before the warm-up that happens before the warm-up. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you need to come with me. So. What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the channel and another episode of Habits. Man, it feels good to be back. I've been sick. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I've had the stomach flu. That's why there's a lack of videos on the channel this week. But don't worry, we'll be back soon. Now, today's video, to move on. In this session, I decided to use the Alico bar. And at our gym, when you use the Alico bar, you got to use the kilo plates. And one thing that happens when everyone tries to convert pounds to kilos is it gets confusing. But one thing that I found is that this app, Bar Loader, helps so much. You literally just tap the plates that you're going to add. It tells you the kilos and pound conversions right there. It also helps in competition if you want to know what the load is supposed to look like. And the last thing that it does is it's a Wilks calculator. So if the competition's getting really close, you can nudge someone out by Wilks. And this is very helpful for both coaches and for athletes, people that want to be a little bit more specific. But it's really, really helpful for training, especially when you're adjusting weights all of the time. Now, this session was awesome, felt really good. Using the Alico bar is amazing. If you guys don't have one at your gym, I'm sorry, but we have one here, and it is just so much fun to be able to use because it puts things like literally in competition perspective. Using a competition bar, using competition plates. I mean, this is as close to like actual comp feels as you can get. We're just missing one of those combo racks. Matt, Les, if you're listening, competition rack would be sweet. Anyways, moving on. In training, we're adjusting weights all the time. And, we want to get in and out of the gym. We want to make that part as most efficient as possible. And that's where this app really comes in to help. Because you can just click. You don't have to worry about anything. You just click the plates, the colors, whatever, and you're good to go. It's really, really helpful. And if your program's already in kilos, you can kind of just scroll through that competition section, click it, and you know exactly the pound conversions if you're curious. So this really, really makes training a lot more efficient, especially for me. This should make things a lot more efficient for anyone that deals with kilo plates. Not to mention, in the editing process of this, if I forget a number, I can just do this, right? And it comes back up. So, and these are just close-ups so that you could see this on a little bit larger of a scale, how the competition section works, and then also how the Wilks calculator works. You just put in your weight in kilos and the weight lifted. Pretty simple. But enough about the app. Let's talk about training. So this day is what I would consider a technique-driven day for myself, at least for the squat. Earlier you saw the pause squats, and now you're seeing this contrast squat, or more commonly known as the 1.5 squat. And the reason these are in my program is so that I become a better technician of the lift itself, of the squat, right? It's to improve my technique in the squat. And I want to expand on this for a second, okay? Because I made a post the other day on Instagram, and if you follow me, you already know about this post, but it said, you cannot fix weak points, you can only get stronger. And that is insanely true. And I'm going to expand on that for a second, just so that I can explain it to everyone that's listening. Your weak points you were born with. They are due to your leverages. They're due to your bones, right? Unless you have reconstructive surgery on your bones, you cannot fix your weak points. They will always be there. What happens is you get stronger and your weak point is not as noticeable, right? So your weak point isn't as noticeable until you cross that strength threshold where it starts becoming noticeable again. And at some point it will. Like, you'll get stronger, and then lower weights, you never see your weak point. But as soon as the weight piles up, your weak point's back, right? So you can't fix it. It's something you were born with. But what you can do, and this is good news, is you can improve your technique. You can improve your position in the lift and your technique when you execute the lift, so that your weak point doesn't have as much impact on the lift. If you guys have ever watched Spider-Man, there's a famous quote in there, and it says, with great power comes great responsibility. And your responsibility as a power lifter is to improve your technique. You are going to get stronger over time. Your job is to become a better technician at executing these lifts. And if you do that, combined with the strength you gain, you're going to go pretty far in the sport. And if you don't, you'll be pretty average at the sport, which is okay. If you want to be average, that's fine. But if you want to be great, if you want to be awesome, if you want to have people look at you and say, man, your form is amazing, become a technician, become a better lifter, and don't just get stronger. Okay, so you can't fix weak points. You can only improve your position in the lift and become a better technician at executing the lift. And if you do those two things, I promise you're going to go really, really far in this sport. So when you're adding variations in, remember, you're not fixing your lift. Your lift is not broken. It doesn't need to be fixed. What you need to do is add in variations that are going to help you improve your position in the lift, so that your weak point doesn't impact the lift as much, right? Your technique is so flawless that your weak point doesn't show up. Just remember, even superheroes have weaknesses. It's their character that overcomes those weaknesses. And as a powerlifter, your character is your technique. Your technique will overcome your weak points if you focus on it. All right, I'm out. Stay muscular, nerds.